Hey everyone, how's it going? Go Anime here, bringing a new video to you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys today about Gear 4. I wanted to talk to you guys about the insane power boost that it gives Luffy. I want to talk about the back draws and more specifically how he will overcome the back draws of Gear 4. Now Gear 4 gives Luffy an insane power boost, but like Gear 2 and Gear 3 before it, it comes at a heavy price to use. And by that I mean it uses up a lot of energy, making Luffy incredibly feeble as soon as he stops using it, regardless for however long he used it. So even after using a single attack like he did against Big Mom, Kong Gun, and Cracker using Cannonball, simply deactivating the form causes him to immediately start eating through energy at such a rate that he quickly became hungry after having eaten as much biscuits as he could fit in his stomach, which we all know of Luffy to be a hell of a lot. Now he does still have enough energy left to run, and he uses Gear 2 and Gear 3 attacks, but in a weakened state, almost like he's exposed to Sea Stone. Now on top of that, it also uses up a lot of Haki. To maintain the form, Luffy has to use Haki almost all over his body to shape and control his elasticity. In doing so, it results in him having only a limited window of time to fight within before his Haki runs out. 2 hours at most so far, and forcing him to run out for 10 minutes until he replenishes. Looking at these limitations, we'll need to see Luffy overcome them to really get stronger, meaning we need to see Luffy develop a way to fight that allows him to remove these vulnerabilities. Now Katakuri showed us that he had the ability to increase and decrease the density of Mochi via block Mochi and flowing Mochi. This allowed him to make his arms harder and strengthen his attacks, as well as to make his body more fluid and malleable to dodge and maneuver freely. This kind of ability would allow Luffy to substitute his Haki all over and instead change the density of his body parts to change and achieve the same thing, thus significantly increasing the length of time he can fight with Gear 4. But it would also increase the control he had over his body, as well as the strength of his attacks. He'd be able to transition from being almost as viscous as latex to as tough as vulcanized rubber, leading to a boost in his attack power just as Katakuri gained with his block Mochi attacks. This is something that Luffy could definitely gain through Awakening. Now speaking about Awakening could potentially also reduce Luffy's energy use in Gear 4, assuming that this is the last gear that he'll go into. I think we all know and we all speculate that a Gear 5 has to come next. But by giving him more control over his body functions, his use of Gear 4 would be more efficient, although I could see Gear 4 being considered too powerful to allow it to remove all limitations. Ergo, I can see Oda deciding to keep the cost of use high to some degree, at least through Wano potentially. Another thing, Luffy now needs to enhance his Armament Haki. We've seen him honing his Observation Haki against Katakuri to reach the advanced stage and awaken Future Sight. As we've seen in Wano, Luffy can now see the future as fluidly as Katakuri, as shown when he helped Hirogoro dodge multiple attacks from the Alpaca Man and the Maldilio Man before they even happened. But now, Luffy needs to attain Advanced Armament Haki, which, if Observation Haki was any indication, should make basic Armament Haki barely effective against it. Recently, it is shown how Luffy is mastering this Armament Haki in Wano for those that are caught up in the manga. Now, in this Advanced Armament Haki, Luffy has advanced his Armament Haki, allowing him to project it from his palms, as well as progress even further by destroying objects he touches from the inside. While training to achieve the former, he unwittingly managed to progress all the way to the latter when he ripped death collars off himself and Hirogoro, after training for a week under Hirogoro. Luffy now appears to be able to project his armament haki at will, as seen when he was able to blast a hole through a tree by projecting from his fist. Luffy was able to use an even higher grade of this technique, which causes the user's haki to reach inside the target's body and destroy them from within. Now, it's unknown if Luffy is capable of destroying objects from the inside at will, but I think with all of these power upgrades timed into him having Gear 4 at his disposal, I think it's going to be a really good advantage to his Gear 4 and potentially could change it altogether. It could change how his Gear 4 Snake Man, Bound Man, and Tank Man all are utilized as one and could just be an evolution. And I speculate that Gear 5 will happen, but I do think that this advanced armament haki and advanced observation haki will allow Luffy to fight in a more evolved way in Gear 4, and we'll see a change in that Gear 4, and then in the next chapters or in the next arc we'll see that Gear 5, or we'll see that next stage, because obviously Supreme Haki has to come next, right? Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys think along the lines of this? Do you think he'll overcome it and he'll get stronger another way? Do you think he'll always have those drawbacks, or he'll come into Gear 5 and then he'll just magically lose them? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Talk to you guys next time. Later!